Okay, in this video I'm going to be doing problems that ask me to find the surface area of a rectangular prism or triangular prism. And as usual, I have my reference sheet right next to me so that I can look at the surface area formula for a rectangular prism or the surface area formula for a triangular prism. So I'm going to start with my first one. You are wrapping a large gift box for your friend's birthday. The wrapping paper costs 3 cents per square centimeter. How many square centimeters of wrapping paper do you need to wrap the box? And find the total cost of wrapping paper needed to wrap the box. So wrapping paper is the surface on the outside of a box. So that means we're talking about surface area. So I'm going to write down the surface area formula for a rectangular prism, which I can find right here. So the surface area is 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. And it helps if you go over here and say, here's my length, here's my width, here's my height. And that way, every time you see a variable, you can match it real quick. So surface area is 2 times 17 times 20 plus 2 times 17 times 5 plus 2 times 20 times 5. Now, you pick up your calculator and you're going to multiply these, plus you're going to multiply these, plus you're going to multiply these. So let's see. 2 times 17 times 20 is 680. 2 times 17 times 5 is 170. 2 times 20 times 5 is 200. Now I'm going to add those together. So 680 plus 170 plus 200 is 1,050 square centimeters. Now it says, find the total cost of the wrapping paper needed to wrap the box. I know that each square centimeter is 3 cents. So I'm going to do 1,050 times 3 cents. So take this number and multiply it by 0.03, and I get, this is very expensive wrapping paper, $31.50. Oh my gosh, it's not worth it. I'm sure the one on your homework is more reasonable. All right, next. This says, find the height of a box that is 5 inches wide, 11 inches long, and has a surface area of 324 square inches. So what I would do is I would look at the box, the rectangular prism, and I would write down the surface area formula. So surface area is 2 length width plus 2 length height plus 2 width height. So that means that we're talking about surface area, a length, a width, and a height. Well, they told me that it said find the height, so I don't know the height. It's 5 inches wide, it's 12 inches long, and the surface area is 324 square inches. So I'm going to plug in everything that I know. Make my railroads. So the surface area is 324, and that equals 2 times the length times the width plus 2 times the length times the height, which I don't know, so I'm going to leave that as h, plus 2 times the width times the height, which I don't know, so I'm going to leave that as h. Now I'm going to simplify as much as I can on the right-hand side of my equation. So first I'm going to say 324 equals, okay, I'm going to do 2 times 12 times 5. 2 times 12 times 5 is 120. Plus 2 times 12 times h. 2 times 12 is 24, so this is going to be 24h. Plus 2 times 5 times h. 2 times 5 is 10h. Now I'm going to combine these two like terms. 324 equals 120 plus 34h. Now I'm going to solve my equation. I'm going to subtract 120 from both sides. So I have 204 equals 34h. I'm going to divide both sides by 34. I really hope this works out. It does. 6. So I found out the height of the box is 6 inches. So 6 was that missing dimension. All right, next problem. Okay, find the surface area of the triangular prism below. Now for a triangular prism, you have to remember that A is the height of the triangle, and B is the base of a triangle, and H is the height of the prism if the triangular side was smack down on the table. So right away from the volume formula earlier, I know that this is 3, this is 4, and the height is 11. Now side 1, side 2, and side 3 are the 3 sides of the triangle. So if I look at this triangle, the 3 sides are 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to write down the 3 sides are 3, 4, and 5. Now to find the surface area, I'm going to find my triangular prism, and I'm going to write down the surface area formula. So surface area equals AB plus the sum of all of the sides times H. So I'm going to start plugging in. 3 times 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 times 11, which is 12 plus, let's see, 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 12 times 11. 12 times 11 is 132 plus 12, 144. So the surface area here is 144 centimeters squared. Okay, and lastly, Adam is making a wooden box that does not have a top as shown in the diagram below. What is the surface area of the box? Now normally surface area formula is 2 length width plus 2 length height plus 2 width height, because there's 6 sides total. But here, if they don't have a top, that means there's only going to be 5 sides total. So we have to kind of think about this. If here's my length, and this is my width, and this is my height, which one is there only one of? So let's see. This side, there is going to be 2 of. So I'm going to have 2 width times height. This side is length times height, and there's going to be 2 of these. So there's not going to be 2 of length times width. The bottom is length times width, and since there's no top, there's only going to be 1 length times width. So surface area equals only 1 length times width plus 2 length times height plus 2 width times height. I know there's only 1 length times width because the length times width is the bottom, and there's no top. So we're not going to multiply that one by 2 because only one side has the area of length times width. So I'm going to plug in what I know. So I have 18 times 15 plus 2 times 18 times 8 plus 2 times 15 times 8. I'm going to multiply, multiply, multiply. So let's see. 18 times 15 is 270. 2 times 18 times 8 is 288. 2 times 15 times 8 is 240. Add these together, and I get 798. I hope this was helpful. Please see me if you have any questions.